welcome back. We have completed the Enigma. And now we shall see what it does. Will the Enigma just shoot through the colony and destroy it completely, or will it just merely push it back? We're about to find out. Maybe the translators mistranslated and not supposed to say fire. I mean, you don't say blast off when you're firing a catapult, do you? You say fire. Nope. Okay, we pushed it back. Next is the space shuttle. I don't think I've ever gotten the Enigma that destroys the colony and I don't have to go after the second group of Mavericks before. Although I've heard this is done by random number generators. And I haven't figured out how to manipulate those random number generators. Maybe going after the bosses in a different order. Whatnot. Okay, so our next group of Mavericks will be determined in the opposite order. And I usually go after Spiral Pegasus is American, is his Japanese name. And I usually go after the Skyper first. And normally I would have my 4th armor at this point, but I don't. Or my Falcon armor at this point, but I don't. And he is a member of the Reploid, one of the last surviving members, actually. Now what I find fun about this is these enemies are primarily from Mega Man X4, and these are basically Reploid, Reploforce-based enemies. They were all in the Reploforce Civil War incident in the last game, and I find this is cool because they're the remaining survivors. And I don't know if they've gone Maverick, or if they're just still upset about being labeled Maverick. Either way, they've got to be destroyed. And I won't leave any survivors. And I wasn't quick enough. But fortunately for me, I didn't take as much damage from the explosion, because I was already being hit by one of the other enemies on the screen at the time. So I got some brief invulnerability from that, which is kind of neat. These things, those are annoying. There's another one further up, and I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to reveal the bomb too quickly and not being able to destroy it. And now we just take a nice leisurely stroll. And we drop down. Being the impatient guy that I am, I'm not going to wait for it to come down. I'm going to drop ahead. I gotta grab that weapon energy tank. Which is kind of useless because there's no weapon energy that's basically laying around. The only way you can fill up the sub-tanks is by grabbing life energy drops, but those drops have to be on the stage. And the enemies won't drop them anymore, so it's going to take a lot longer to fill up the sub-tanks. Yeah, we're just having a staring contest. If I had the Virus Buster, I could probably destroy it, but I can't. X getting infected, we'll just lose a little bit of life for a couple seconds. Zero, he gets powered up by the virus, which is kind of weird. Well, not really weird. Dang it, Alia. Don't get in the way. Don't get caught under that. It's crushing hazard and it's still instant death. Some of them are brave enough to want to jump down and play, but I don't want to play. Destroy these bombs. All in all, I think I'm glad I went with X. Because, yeah, I would have to go without the armor, but I do have the shock buffer part. So that's not going to be a big deal if I were to take a hit with the shock buffer, because I would be held in place and I would get knocked off. But this boss also does the cheap thing, because this is a floating platform that has edges that you can get knocked off on. But he's not as cheap as Duff McWhalen. And he just likes to run into you. Just use his mighty power of air to hit you and knock you off the battlefield. So the best way to stay safe is probably to stand in the middle when he's doing his charging at you, because it's very dangerous to get hit. And you gotta keep on your toes, because he's gonna come right after you. And that's basically all he does at this stage of the battlefield, just trying to hit you. And that's what happens. You get knocked pretty far back, even with the armor. It's like a critical hit. After you damage him down to about half, he's going to start doing this. Or he's going to come in from a direction that you don't know where he's going to come from. I think this is a callback to Storm Eagle. And then he uses his technique, this wing spiral. And basically he's going to just try to carry you off the stage. And he's going to do it again. I think that's the phase of battle. His weakness is Dark Hold. He is susceptible to that. But you have to use your normal weapon on him after you use it. He really doesn't take damage from it, he just gets stopped. So Dark Hold's probably one of the most useless boss weaknesses in the game, because it just holds him still, and you have to damage him with your normal weapon. It doesn't actually add extra damage. It's kind of a disappointment to me, but Dark Hold has its own other uses, in which you will see much later. And I'm out of here. Weapons in life. Quick charge. That is useful. Until I get my ultimate buster part. Nice little intermission. Lifesaver, I'm talking to Cygnus. I like Cygnus. He's a pretty cool guy. After this game in X6, he has a much smaller role. Despite the fact being the commander of the Maverick Hunters, he has a much smaller role in the subsequent games, which is kind of funny. I mean, in Mega Man X8, he's like, nice work out there, take a well and break. That's all you see of him. You really never see him in story. Okay, going to Matt Rex. And his Japanese name is Burn Dino Rex. I don't remember all of them. I think those are the only two that I remember. But he's one of my favorite bosses and one of my favorite areas. Oh yeah, did I mention the music is awesome too? I'm gonna have to mention the music is awesome too. And this is why. The guitar. Just that first few notes. It's awesome. This place is tough, but it's not that tough, especially if you got the shock buffer part for Zero. These little things are going to be everywhere, and they hold me in place. I've got the shock buffer part on Zero now, so he's going to take about half damage normal than he normally would. And yeah, those things will still do massive damage on you, so please be careful. If you see the eyes flashing, there's some weapon energy and life energy. If you see the eyes flashing, it's going to blow, so get away from it. I think it's shooting lava, but I'm pretty sure it's fire. But either way, it's really hot. And this is the last fire-based place we visit. Yeah, there's 2 more. Ouch! Ow! That hurt. That stings. I think you got a burn. It really, really stings. The E-Blade scores extra hits on these things. Alright, now we're gonna go grab the life up. Ah! We're gonna grab the 1-up. Grab the 1-up. We're gonna get the heck out of here. Alias, don't stop me. You're gonna get me killed. Dang it, Alias, stop stopping me. You're gonna get me killed. Yes, I know about the rock. Shut up, shut up. Nah! Unfortunately, I didn't try to die as much as I did. And I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes here, but none of these parts are where I make the mistakes. Because the lava comes at a faster interval. It is vicious, angry, and just devastating. It is very mad. Yeah, that thing's smart too. It's not really. That was kind of cool. That was kind of smart on his part. Now, as a kid, when I played this stage, I got a little panicked because the jump here from that small platform to the wall was really hard to get, and without Zero's double jump, it was really hard to make. And I was playing this first time as X, and I'm like, I gotta make it, I'm not gonna make it. And I barely made it in. But I made it in eventually. I think it was the air dash that saved me with the 4th armor. I can't remember, but I do remember that I was scared out of my wits trying to get into safety. Alright, the right armor section. I think this is a little bit more enjoyable than the first area because you're not running from lava like a madman. Like a, what was the term? Bat out of hell? I made a funny. Okay. So there's a lot more right armor enemies and a lot more bat-boned enemies down here. And if you lose your shoot, it's instant death. It takes quite a bit of hits, but I'm not sure if it's less. And if you're careless, you could end up jumping out of the right armor and just killing yourself, which isn't fun. But just take your time. The enemies are just pretty much destroyed by the slash attack, the jumping slash, and the dash thrust attack, and they're pretty much just wasted by it. But try not to get hit too much. When the armor starts to flash, even after you're not being hit, then it's going to blow, and you're going to need to get out of it quickly. And I think I messed up here, because I forgot how you're supposed to jump out. So I'm going to have to go back down. And I decided to go around the other way, show off the other side because I messed up so bad and it was just terrible. Just keep running, he's going to eventually destroy the platforms. You just keep running from him until you reach this, and then you can attack it. And it's really not that difficult to destroy. And then you go through the shutter. And I really didn't think this through. I probably should have gone from the higher one. I didn't think it through. Probably should have jumped from the higher one with a dash jump, not a jumped in air dash. So I'm going to go back down again. And yeah, I decided to go back down because I need that armor part. I wanted to get that armor part because I really didn't want to come back, although this area is awesome. If I got everything, because I've already got the life up, whatever purpose would I need to come back? You don't need the Falcon armor to get this part, and I'm going to show you. And they will chase after you. They don't like to be ignored. They will chase after you. And that way is the normal way out. That's the safe way out. You can hop out. That's the way you want to go to if you're done. And it took me a second, but I got it. You have to jump at the top of your jump. And I got it! So I dash jump, kill that thing, hop out, and I basically have a full life bar, which is awesome. Ah, crap, okay. Almost full life bar. And that's pretty awesome. And the battle begins, and that is his weakness. It puts his fire out, just like Hades. Ha ha ha! And with the shock buffer, I don't take nearly as much damage as I would normally. And I don't think I can destroy the fire that he shoots out, which is kind of what the Black Armor Zero can do. I think Black Armor Zero is just overly broken. Overpowered. But once it starts to fiddle out, then it doesn't do any damage. Ouch! So this guy basically freaked out that he had illegal materials, and he's like, ah! I'm in trouble, I better fight. But I'm pretty sure Zero wouldn't have killed him had he just like, oh, yeah, you can take it. But where's the fun in that? A boss that actually just, like, lets you take what he needs? It's like Chill Penguin is Chill from either Dorkly Bits or College Humor. Chill Penguin is chill. He's like, yeah, I need your weapon to kill the next boss. And he's like, oh yeah, you can take it, but you know, you're just condoning robot on robot violence, man. That's not cool. I'm like, oh, that's, yeah, you're kind of right. Just hang out, let's chill out, man. I think it was supposed to be like